Hello, ladies. Welcome back to Confidence Becomes You podcast. I'm so happy to be back with you, ladies, today. So, today's episode is going to be all about releasing your inhibitions. The reason why this episode has been inspired is because I realized moments where I stopped myself from doing something because maybe my hair isn't perfect or I feel like I don't have the right equipment to do something. And I just realized that those are excuses. Those are excuses for a very specific reason. And I can't wait to get into that with you today. So, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Cleopatra. I am a confidence and visibility coach. I truly believe that it is your purpose to become an expression of your most confident self and be able to take up space as heard, to use your voice, be seen, and make your mark. And I am here to help you do that. One of the great ways I am helping you do that outside of this is my new course, Impact and Attract. If this is something that you want to do, if you want to become a magnetic queen of impact and learn how to create your thought leadership and become a magnet to your desired opportunities, then I highly recommend that you join. All you have to do is go to cleopatrawilliams.com and go to the courses tab. So now let's go ahead and get right into the episode. So, ladies, we have to get out of our own way. As much as we don't want to believe it, we can sabotage opportunities for us. We can stop ourselves from doing things that we know we can do or that we feel like we should do. And those things are called inhibitions. I know you heard the song Unwritten, right? Release your inhibition, feel the rain on your skin. I think I'm saying it right. But really, this is what she is talking about, to just be free, to free yourself and get out of your self-conscious thoughts. So inhibitions stop you in so many ways, especially if you are a woman who is ready to show up and take up space. Right? One of the biggest inhibitions is those things like I don't have the right equipment, my hair doesn't look right, or I don't like the sound of my voice. It could be things like if you want to go to the gym, you want to work out, but then you feel like I don't have the right workout outfit, right? Those are small inhibitions that get in your way. So, what is the definition of an inhibition? So, an inhibition is a feeling that makes one self conscious and makes you unable to act in a way that is relaxed and natural. And the other definition that was there is the action of hindering a process. So let's say that, just for an example that I realized one day that I did, I sat down to record a video and I looked at myself in the camera and I said, my hair doesn't look like I want it to look. So immediately that made me not feel good to show up. And what happened was I was delayed an episode because I decided to prioritize my hair over my purpose, my hair over impacting others, right? So inhibitions, it is technically like it's fear based, it's self-conscious based, right? It's a decision that you make because you're scared of the results that are going to happen if you decide to show up as you are now, right? And that typically is scared of judgment from others, is really scared of how others are going to see you if you decide to do this. If you decide to go to the gym without the right workout outfit, you're scared that people are going to be looking at you crazy. People are going to be looking at your body and can tell that maybe you are not a person that works out consistently, or the fear of someone looking at you and judging you based off your look, or if you feel like, I don't like the sound of my voice, I don't have the right equipment, those type of things is fear-based, scared that people are going to look at you and they can tell that no, she doesn't have it all together, right? But what this is doing is hindering your process. Just like in one of the previous episodes where I spoke about releasing perfectionism, right? Helping you level up to an increase of confidence because when you rely on perfectionism, you're thinking about being perfect. This is also considered to be an inhibition, you wanting things to be perfect. But what it's doing, it is stopping your process. And you don't realize it until maybe a week later, a month later, or years later, when you look and you say to yourself, damn, like I didn't get as far as I thought I should be. I should be so much further than I am now. But what were the things that was happening? It was you. It was you stopping yourself from showing up. It was you stopping yourself from writing your book because you don't feel like you know enough or you don't feel like you have it all together. Those are inhibitions. And those are things that's going to sabotage your destination. We want to quantum leap. We want to quantum leap. We are ready to become the person that we want to be like this and be able to build our dream lives the way that we want to like this. And one of the major things that's going to stop you is not releasing that inhibition, learning to allow yourself to just be set free and show up just as you are right now. And so let's get into why it is important for you to learn how to release those inhibitions, right? So I already said, like, clearly it is holding you back, right? We already know this. It is self-sabotaging your desires, your goals, your dreams. You constantly like thinking, oh, I don't have this yet, so I can't do this. I need to make this step first so that I can make this step. No, those things are inhibitions. Another reason why it is so important for you to learn how to release those inhibitions is because you are going to end up not making yourself proud. And your confidence in yourself, your self respect for yourself, your self esteem is always going to be heightened, is always going to be a reflection of, are you making yourself proud or are you disappointing yourself? So, for example, what I mean is that if you are telling yourself that, this year is going to be the year that you go all in, but then every time, you're going all in, you find little things that slows you down. You find little things that stop you. So are you keeping your word to yourself? Absolutely not, right? You're not honoring those commitments that you make to yourself. And your self esteem is always going to be impacted by that. It's always going to impact how you feel about yourself. You're going to tell yourself that you are not a person to be trusted with whatever talent that you receive, whatever vision that you have received. You are telling yourself that you can't trust yourself and that you are not enough. That is another thing, is you are not worthy. You are not enough to show up as you are now. So that moment that I decided not to show up because I didn't feel like my hair was good enough, that was a moment of me kind of telling myself that I am not good enough to show up as I am right now. And that's just what it is, right? That's something that I had to become well aware of. So, one thing that I recently did, and it was around the same week that I stopped myself from recording a video because I didn't like how my hair looked. Guess what happened? I think like 1 or 2 days later, I was thinking I was going to blow dry my hair and straighten it out. But what happened? I wanted to go to a concert. I was like, ooh, a last minute concert that I wanted to go to. And I told myself, like, damn, I don't have time to blow dry my hair. So I went in the bathroom and I looked at myself and I said, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to go to this concert, natural hair and all, right? Because I want to have fun. I don't always make time for it. That's a growth opportunity for me, is allowing more fun in my life because, one of my priorities is ease, and fun is a part of that, right? So I decided, am I going to allow my hair to stop me from having fun? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What I'm going to do is show up. I'm going to book that ticket because I'm going to regret not booking that ticket, all because my hair wasn't how I like it to be. And so I knew that I would have been so regretful, so not proud of myself to tell you guys to show up as you are, to take up space as you are, and decide to not do something because of my hair. Absolutely not. So I was like, I'm going to get it together. And I sure did. And I went there by myself and I looked good and I felt confident. And I just felt like, yes, I'm proud of myself. And I'm happy that I did not allow my inhibition to get in my way. I look good. And that's what it is. Whoever doesn't like how I look right now, who cares? It is what it is. And so it's all about making yourself proud, right? You are deserving to show up as you are. So, another reason why it is so important for you to release your inhibitions, kind of tying into the last part, is that it's going to push you out of your comfort zone of being seen. So, as you know, this podcast is all about confidence and taking up space and being seen. Your fear of being seen is holding you back, right? That inhibition is holding you back. So when you allow yourself to release that fear of being seen, you are going to get more comfortable. You're going to show up more authentic as you are. And you are telling yourself again that you are worthy of being seen just the way that you are, whether that is you showing up without makeup, you showing up with your squeaky voice or whatever it is. There's so many other thought leaders that I watch. And one of the books that I read, just two examples. One of the books that I read is a book, Seen. I don't know her last name, but her first name is Jen. And she talks about how she went to a psychic. She went to a psychic, and the psychic kept telling her the word seen. And she was getting frustrated because she was like, what? Like, I'm seen. Like, I'm online and, I'm helping people. What do you mean? I am seen, right? But then when she got home, it clicked to her, seen, that she is hiding pieces of herself. So what she decided to do is to show up online on Instagram live every single day with no makeup on, because one of her biggest things was that I need to always look good. I always need to wear makeup. But what she realized is that that was creating a separation. That was creating a separation between her and the audience, the community that she was working to build, because she was not allowing them to see the vulnerability from her. That was something that was very vulnerable for her to be seen without makeup. But she made a commitment to allow herself to get more comfortable with being seen without makeup and stop allowing that to be an inhibition, that if her makeup wasn't right, she was not going to show up. But what did that do for her? That created a massive community for her. People who love her because of that vulnerability. And so I wanted to share like another example, but I actually forgot who was the person that I was going to tell you about. But that is just such a great example of what I mean about releasing your inhibitions to allow yourself to be seen, is allowing yourself to just get more comfortable with that idea, especially if you want to be a woman that takes up space. You want to just get comfortable with that. So another reason why you need to learn how to release your inhibitions is building your confidence is going to require you to be more courageous. You don't always have to be confident to get started with something. Confidence comes in different levels. And one of the things is that courage. That is a huge part of building confidence, is building that courageous muscle, building that confidence muscle through taking action that feels uncomfortable, through taking risks that seems uncomfortable, that seems like, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that. Risk takers are, we like to say, money makers, right? The people who make the most risk tend to make the most money in life because they decided to not allow inhibitions. I don't have the right degree. I never went to college. Inhibition, who cares? I don't know everything. Who cares? You can learn more. I don't have the right look to me. Who cares? You can work on that as you grow, right? These are inhibitions, and it's going to require you to take risk getting out of your comfort zone, being more courageous. Your confidence is going to require you to be more courageous. And then also, your purpose. Let me tell you something about living in your purpose. It is going to require you to release your inhibitions. And the reason why is because your purpose is going to challenge you. It is going to make you sometimes uncomfortable, right? Your purpose is going to make you not be selfish. So, one of the things that I was talking about in my course last night is that one thing that I heard a while ago is that you not showing up, you not putting yourself out there with your voice, with your message is selfish. Is selfish because there is someone out there waiting for you to be heard. It is someone out there waiting to hear your message and hear the way you say it that is going to change their life. And if you allow yourself to keep stopping yourself from putting yourself out there because you don't like the sound of your voice or you don't like how you look, you feel like you're not pretty enough, guess what? You are being very selfish. And I know that you don't want to be selfish, right? We don't want to be selfish, especially when it comes to our purpose. It's going to push you out of your comfort zone. Your purpose requires you to release your inhibition. I admire people who can show up online just as they are. Why? Because they don't allow inhibitions of how they look to get in their way. They're going to show up, they're going to use their voice, and they are going to be seen no matter what. It is what it is. They know that they deserve to be seen, and that is going to be the right people who are going to appreciate those moments of these people showing up just as they are. And also, they know that they are committed to themselves. They're committed to themselves and they are committed to, the people that they are trying to reach out to. That's what they are committed to. They're not committed to, I don't have the right equipment. They're not committed to, oh, my hair doesn't look good, or I don't have any makeup on, right? They're not committing to that. They detach themselves from overthinking about the wrong things and decide to focus on the right things. They know that their result is going to be a reflection of, did you allow yourself to sabotage yourself by these small little things? Small little things. When I did not show up because of my hair, I didn't realize how big of an impact it was making until I was like 2 episodes behind because of that, right? It is a triple effect, compound effects. When you do things over and over and over again, it is going to compound. So, what is the results that you want to have? If you want to have the best results, then focus on the things that matter most and release your inhibitions to the things that doesn't matter. Those things don't always matter. Not saying that it is bad to want to look great. It's not bad to want to present yourself in the best light. It is not wrong to want the right equipment so that you can feel like you're showing up as your best self, so that you can have quality things. It's not wrong. However, there are going to be moments where you don't have it all. It's going to be moments where you don't have everything that you feel like you need in that moment, where you don't feel like you have enough followers, where you don't feel like your hair is looking up to par. It's going to be moments that happen. But what are you going to do in those moments? Are you going to show up, or are you going to allow yourself to not show up? So, how do you know that it is an inhibition? Is the number one way to know is when you stop yourself from doing the thing that you want to do, from doing the things that you feel like you should do because of that thing. So, what are you stopping yourself from doing because of that thing? That's how you know it's an inhibition. So, what to do when you become aware of this inhibition is one, ask yourself, does this really matter right now? Like, does this really matter? What am I saying to myself when I decide not to do this? The next thing to do when you become aware of this inhibition is to ask yourself, do my goal win or do this thing win? Which one? Because something's gonna win. Is it gonna be either your hair was not cute or is gonna be your goal that wins? The next thing to do when you become aware of this inhibition is to just do it. Just say, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. It is what it is. I'm not always gonna look perfect. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but I have to do this. If I don't do this, what can happen, right? What can happen if I actually decide to show up right now, as I am right now? There's a possibility that me showing up the way I am now is going to be perfect, but you will never know if you stop yourself from showing up the way you want to show up in that very moment. So the next thing to ask yourself is, are you being selfish? Maybe you are, but also maybe you're not. Maybe you are not. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes, yes, we are women. So our bodies go through what our bodies go through. And because of that, there are going to be some times where we really just don't feel good. We really just don't feel inspired. We really just don't feel like our best selves, right? And maybe we do need to just not show up in that moment. And that's okay. But is it a consistent pattern? Those are the things to take notice of. So it's kind of like you just being really in tune with yourself, being in tune with yourself and asking yourself, am I being selfish? Is this an inhibition? Or do I really not feel good right now? Am I really not able to show up as the person that I want to be right now? That's what you do when you take notice of those inhibitions. It's all about self-awareness. Self-awareness, as I always say, is going to be key to the level of your confidence, because when you don't know something, you can't change anything. It invites clarity. Sometimes when we sabotage ourselves, we don't always know that we're doing it. And then we look and we're like, oh my gosh, why don't I have the results that I want to have? Why is this not working out for me? Why am I not as further along as I knew I can be? We're confused, right? But it's because we don't know. We don't know that we was relying heavily on inhibitions. We were allowing those inhibitions to get in our way. So it is so important that with that self-awareness, you are able to get clarity. Clarity creates confidence, and confidence is what you need, ladies. So that is it for today's episode. I just want you guys to just stop getting in your own way. We all get in our own way, but we got goals, we got dreams, we got things that we want to do, things that we want to have. We have the person that we want to become. We're ready to quantum leap. We're ready to level up. And so this is going to help you do that, is releasing those inhibitions, because it's just getting in your way, okay? So release your inhibition, feel the rain on your skin. I can't sing too much because I do not want to get a copyright notice. But yeah, so that is it for today's episode, ladies. And I'll see you next week. If you love this episode, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment if you are watching on YouTube. If you are listening on your favorite podcasting platform, make sure you leave a rating and review. If you are ready to get out of your inhibitions and learn how to take up space and become a magnetic queen of impact, then make sure you go to cleopatrawilliams.com. All right, guys. So until next time, bye.